The first few weeks of January always feel so strange to me. It's like you're tiptoeing into the new year, but you still have all these reminders of the past still hanging around. The new year is the busiest time of the year for Dash Planner, so I spend most of my work days answering emails, answering questions, and helping customers get their new planners set up for the year. I've also been spending this time plugging away at my 2024 pre-planner workbook. This is something that I do every year, and it really helps me to reflect on the past year and help give me clarity on how I want to spend my time and energy moving forward in the new year. I start by looking at last year's workbook to see if I completed what I set out to do. And honestly, this part is hard sometimes. It can be a bit of a blow to your ego if you realize that you never ended up accomplishing all the things that you wanted to do in the year. I had good intentions in the beginning of the year, but reality smacked me in the face pretty early on. I really overestimated how well I'd be able to balance running an online business solo while also taking care of a toddler full-time. A toddler who was up for hours in the middle of the night every single night. On top of that, we also moved into our new house halfway through the year. This meant that I spent majority of my spare time packing, cleaning, and getting our house ready to sell. All these factors ultimately left me feeling burnt out and completely exhausted. I just had to come to terms with the fact that we were in a transitional season and that there was a lot on my list that I just had to wait to do until things settled down again. But I didn't want these feelings of chaos to overshadow all the great things that happened last year. This also gave me a chance to study the things that didn't happen to see if there were things that I wanted to approach again in the new year, or if I'm okay letting these ideas go. Once I spent some time flipping through last year's planner, I then started making a list of all the highlights and things I was able to accomplish throughout the year. Now the exciting part for me is deciding what my focus is going to be for the new year. There's just this sense of clarity that happens when I know what's important to me and what I can allow myself to push to the side without feeling guilty. There's a page in the workbook called 24 for 2024 where you can list out 24 wish list things you'd like to do. I broke this list into 4 sections that related to different life areas. Personal things, projects around the house, family, and work. From there, I thought about what kind of things I could do that would help me to feel like that area of my life was being fulfilled. I also left a few spaces blank so I can come back later in the year to add more if new ideas come up. I wanted to give myself the best chance of making these things happen, so I hopped over to the yearly overview page in my planner so I could start plotting these ideas into the year. This is especially helpful when your wishlist items have time restraints or other limiting factors. For me, a few things on the list involve nice weather, so I wanted to make sure I planned for them before the weather becomes too hot to do so. For Dash Planner, I decided on 3 big picture ideas for 2024. One of my main business goals is to create a community for Dash Planner, where DP users can upload and share their planner layouts and ideas, where people who aren't sure how to use their planner can go to be inspired by how others use theirs, or receive answers to their digital planning questions. Another goal I have is to do more vlog-style planning videos. I would love to make videos that show how I use my digital planner to manage a household, run a business, and keep myself organized. This was actually my goal last year, but in our previous house, my office was this small den off of our front door, and I wasn't able to keep my filming equipment up for more than a day or so at a time. This actually became such a struggle that it led us to the decision to move to a new house. I now feel so lucky to have a dedicated studio space at home. I'm able to keep my filming equipment out at all times, and I can easily film whenever I need to. Last on the list are new digital products, specifically new sticker sets and themed workbooks. I also have a very long list of sticker set requests that I've been gathering for a while now. I intended on working on these last year, but with my creative drive completely non-existent, it was pretty much impossible. But I digress. I have some really great design ideas that I know people will enjoy adding to their digital planning routine. So I took these 3 intentions and added them to the goal section of my planner for 2024. The goal dashboard has these section labels so you can assign different categories for your goals. I chose sections for work, personal, home, and family. If you like the idea of having one goal per month, you could also label the sections for each quarter of the year, and then each individual box will represent each month of the year. Now, technically, goals are something that are specific, measurable, and have an end date. While I think that's important for some goals, I've found that sometimes I'm more focused on the process itself, not just the end result. So this year, I'm using the goal dashboard to also declare some ideas that are more like intentions and journeys too. The goal dashboard is a great way to see all your goals and intentions at a glance. You can totally stop here and just use this page as a reminder of what you want to focus on. But if you'd like to take it a step further, you can tap on an arrow to take you to an additional goal overview page. This page has sections for identifying any resources needed and getting clear on the motivation behind this goal. There's also prompts for breaking down your goal into measurable milestones and steps. For example, my goal is to produce 1 video per month. So here I've identified 3 major parts or milestones that would help me to accomplish this. For each major milestone, I then broke it down into manageable tasks that I can check off as I go. If you find that these prompts don't apply to a specific goal, you can also paste in additional notepaper to make notes instead. Or you can do what I've done here, which is a little hack I like to use to white out the layout of a page. You can do this by selecting a blank part of the page with your lasso and copy and paste it on top. This gives you a blank slate to freely write or paste in inspirational images for your goal. I like to use Pinterest as my way of creating mood boards and gathering inspirational images from the internet. And this makes it super easy to just open Pinterest in a new window and then just simply tap and drag the image over to my planner, where I can then create an inspirational board for my goal. Now back to tackling my goal of creating more videos for Dash Planner. I figured it's time to get the new filming setup in my office. Here is my current setup in the new studio. I've simplified it quite a bit over the years, but the one thing that has really helped is this overhead camera mount. And what's cool is it just mounts right onto your desk. But the issue I've been having with it lately is if you have a heavy camera or your lens is heavy, you can get a little bit of distortion because the arm tends to bow down a little bit. So that's not ideal. If you do any kind of filming, I highly recommend picking up some of these quick release camera mounts. They attach to your tripod or arm clamps, and they make it super easy to quickly attach and detach your camera. I have one here and one on my tripod, and it saves me so much time when switching between top-down and detail shots. Now I'm about to expose myself a little bit here, but the wooden desk background you see in my videos is actually a board with textured contact paper on it. I have a few of these made with different designs, and it makes it super easy to change up the look of a shot just by swapping out these boards. So I hope you found this video helpful in maybe setting some goals and intentions for the year. I know in the past, I've never been big on setting like big concrete goals. I think I just didn't want to let myself down in any way, but I like this idea. This feels good. I think I can do this. So if you feel like you just want to set some loose intentions and maybe areas of focus for the year, I highly encourage you grab your digital planner, your paper planner, a notebook, and just kind of get some ideas out on paper. So if you also want the pre-planning workbook, I will link it in the description. It's a free download. It's aimed for the beginning of the year, but honestly, you can use it at any time that you just want to gain some clarity. In a way, this video is like a bit of accountability for me. So if that's something that you think you could benefit from, please feel free to leave your goals and intentions in the comments. I know I would love to read them, and I'm sure it'd be helpful for others as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And until next time, happy planning.